amazing comedian, but his opening line as he came out he went, "I'm here to save the gig," and it got even quieter. Yeah. And now the three of us who had not enjoyed the gig, we realized, oh, we didn't die. We just didn't enjoy it, and now we're watching somebody die.
One. All right.
We're rolling, man.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I'm glad that finally we did it 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. Doesn't it feel good?
It's good. It feels good.
We're on a roll. Because people are starting to ask. Like, they're like, we got one of our followers, JG Colm. He's been messaging me, and a couple others are like, where's the new spots? And we're like, it's coming.
Oh, cool.
We're in. We're recording.
Well, we got to put it out first.
And the new one's... the new one will be out by the time this one's out. Our conversation is... Like, I hope you all enjoyed the new one.
Yes.
And
follow us and subscribe to the, to the YouTube channel. That's the most important thing. Also, follow us on Instagram, Standby Podcast, Twitter, Standby Podcast, and also on our personal social media as well.
Yeah, totally. And we were on Twitch for such a long time too. And I don't know if are we abandoning our Twitch channel now? Now that we're here at the store, maybe we'll.
No, we can still go back. Yeah.
I think I got something fun planned. At the top of this. So our producer Brian got in a little sticky situation.
All right.
This is related to travel in a sense, but basically Brian's done the thing that a lot of Angelinos do, and probably around the world you guys do this too, when you have parking restrictions in your area.
Yeah, on the street.
You go 3 blocks over to where the higher income people live, and they don't have restrictions and stuff, and you're able to park a car there for days at a time without the parking restrictions. So
this is what happened?
So I think he should.
Well, maybe he should explain it. What's going on?
What's that?
But he also should explain too. Like,
no, I could. All right. Do you want to jump in? I can. It's right.
Or
here,
explain the situation before you.
No, he basically nailed it. It's really just I park on a street near my street because there's no street cleaning there.
On a street that you don't live there.
No, it is the same street name I live on, but it's a couple blocks over.
Okay.
Where they don't have so I don't have to move it every Thursday and Friday when I...
Got it.
And I got this letter from...
So he came out to this letter, which in a way is a blessing. Because this is obviously angry, and judging by the size of the font, this is it
was typed, so that's very... First of all, they've been doing this for a while.
That's my favorite part.
It wasn't handwritten. They're like I want this going back. Yeah. If it was just cut out newspapers, then you'd be something to worry about.
I think it's just some 72-year-old dude who just came storming back into his house. Beulah, get that template.
It's usually somebody that's old that's just watching all the time. That they got nothing to do.
So here we go. So so polite at the start. Dear car owner, you must know that you are parked illegally. Now, this is what pisses a lot of us off because I don't feel you were.
I don't know what the rule is, but there are no signs.
But why was it illegally? Okay, does it say there?
Well, he goes, 72 hours is the limit on residential streets in Los Angeles, and yet you leave your car unattended for weeks on end. Now, see, I think you can leave it for a week, I would say, but without any signage, I would assume a week anyway. You have more than worn out your welcome on blank. Green, call it Green Street. You now have 4 households reporting your car. I have a feeling dude's like...
He went to other houses and be like, look, we got to get... Yeah. So it's like, is this like a rich part of town?
It's not even that rich. I'm sure the houses cost a pretty penny, but they're one-story homes. It's like a...
But are the people that have cars, like good cars?
It's
have
a
you ever
family
noticed
neighborhood.
The areas where the parking limitation signs go away?
Yeah.
It's a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
So,
I live on the apartment side of that area, and then I park on the home side of that area.
Yeah. No, because I'm assuming they also because I wonder if they would have written that if your car was like a very expensive car.
Oh yeah, that's the thing too.
You know
my car's dirty because I don't wash it because I don't really care to wash it because I don't use it that often.
Yeah,
and it's an older car. It's like
That's why they're probably going look, we cannot have.
They
Like-
see it as an eyesore, I'm sure, which I don't blame that.
Yes.
They're right. It is an eyesore.
Yeah, totally. One day soon, they will come and tow your car away.
One day.
One day soon.
Who knows?
Somebody used to be a writer in Hollywood. One day soon.
One day.
I advise. So it's the
That
end.
looks like the name of the movie.
There's a-
One day soon.
There's a very cutting and passive aggressive ending to this
Yeah.
to this letter too as well. I advise you to sell it, rent a garage, or go park it somewhere else. Oh, is there? Because there's some. He does list in the letter too that.
Wait, how do you know it's a he?
Well, I just said, like I was saying, I'm assuming this is a 72-year-old man, judging by the font and everything. So that's what I was saying. I'll go.
I mean, how do you? What?
Okay.
I mean, but it is-
for the sake
yeah.
of your-
Wait, how do you
All
go
right,
from?
well, not the bit I thought you would drill down on, but let's. Okay.
Wait, but
I'll call
my
it,
thing
I'll
is
call
like,
it they.
it's at
Should we
least-
call
yeah.
it they?
no, I'm
then?
not talking.
They are
I'm just saying, like, how did you like went to like? But the judge of his font. This is a 70. What are you fucking Sherlock Holmes?
It's
Like,
definitely an
Yeah,
old
yeah.
guy.
Yeah, it's definitely.
no, I know it's an old guy, but like he went 70, specific
72.
72-year-old.
You know
man.
what?
Yeah, well, I told you that was my guess. So
That
that's-
detail, you're
that's-
right. That detail's a little too much. It may be JJ who left this.
yeah. So there you go. So this old fella, I'm gonna say, or this old person, then, if that makes you happier, they then list. I'd rather it was a 17-year-old man. Who's I advise you. So he did list that having it towed would be more expensive than the value of
Yeah.
the car.
I'm sure
Which is
I'm
cutting.
sure it is.
I advise you.
Wait,
to
he said
sell
the
it.
the tow is more expensive than your car.
Probably. Yeah, no,
Basically,
he's
yes.
right. No, yeah.
Yeah. Did I already pass that bit? But I advise you to sell it, rent a garage, or go park it somewhere else far away where the homeowners are not sick to death
No.
of your
know.
car messing up garbage day and taking up space.
Garbage.
How
For
dare
which-
I?
You do not pay rent, a mortgage, or taxes.
Wow.
Yours
Well, this is
truly-
definitely a Republican.
Yours truly, several concerned homeowners, of which I think are recruited by him. It only takes one
Yeah,
busy...
it's gotta be. He saw them
It's-
walking on the street, and he was like, "Hey, have you seen this car too?
Yeah.
Are you as mad as I am right now?"
Yeah,
and they're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about." He's like,
yeah.
they're with me.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the-
he went to knock on the door. Nobody was there. He's like, you know what?
You know
still
what? I
gonna-"
think they're pissed off too.
Yeah.
It's
But
the
you know what?
body of the block.
I will
man.
say, I get why they're pissed. I just think it's hilarious that I got someone that pissed
Yeah,
about
to
an
write a
inanimate
letter,
object
yes.
that's on their street.
Well, I would say this is a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Because you said confidently in the car too, I won't go back now. I'm not.
No, I'm not-
you're
no,
he's
they
not, he's
win.
not
I'll-
gonna.
yeah.
He's not gonna test fate or anything.
I'll give
which
it to
is-
them. They win this round
which
for
is
sure.
good.
I'm not.
I mean, there's rich people 2 streets over that have space on the road.
Yeah.
So
There's other streets in LA.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
So you can go get a letter from them. But this raises an interesting point though, because when there's no signs up, I assume you can park. And this happened up the road from me as well with my car while I was out of town, because I have restrictions in my little city block. You have to move your car. It's a Los Angeles thing. As
Yeah,
well.
I mean, there's always there's times where you'll have to move the car because of the cleaning or because of
Yeah.
garbage
Day.
garbage days, or there's also places where like you can only park like from 8 to 6, and then at night you cannot park because that's for like the people that live there.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But
Yeah.
then there's other ones that they don't have anything.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Yes,
There may
so-
be a 72-hour rule. I genuinely don't know about that.
I don't know about. I mean,
if there
I don't
is,
know.
they should have a sign for it. But that'd
You
be
would
my
think.
point, because so up the road from me, so I have restrictions on my.
I think
street,
it's
so I
mostly
have
about because
the
your car
Wednesday.
is not rich.
No, for sure.
Well,
yeah,
that's-
I feel
it
like
too.
if it
If it
was like a
doesn't
cool
match-
car, I don't think he would.
Yeah,
No.
if
Or
it
they would
doesn't
care that
match
much.
the if it doesn't match the look of their neighborhood and their snobbiness. But so I got restrictions on my street, and I was doing shows in New Zealand, so I had 2 weeks in New Zealand.
Mhm.
So I parked it on this street because I can't park it on mine, and I don't have a driveway because I live in an apartment building in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And so I had to park it on this side street, and it got towed, but I didn't know.
Oh,
So I was saying to Brian,
Uh.
I was in New Zealand gigging away, and also I had a friend look after it because I was even cautious about it. I was like, it's a residential street. There's no signage or anything, but can you check on it? And I won't mention the friend's name because you guys will know who it is. But my friend kept texting me in New Zealand, car's great, car's fine.
car got
Wow.
towed.
And he wasn't fucking looking because I got back from New Zealand, and so I was saying I made about $1,800 in New Zealand,
Mhm.
like after having fun. I
Yeah.
had a bit of fun. and it came back with about $1,800. My car is gone. So I call my friend. I'm like, my car's fucking gone.
He's like, car's fine.
Oh, it was there. it was there the other day, kind of thing. I was like, fuck. So then I had to track it down, and I went down to the impound, and it had been there for like 13 days. It had been there since the start of my trip.
So they count every day.
So it's like $65 more every day.
Oh my
so
God.
So how much was it?
It was in the end. It was like $1,100 to get my car back, which just ate into my whole trip.
Damn.
I was living.
Did your friend give you something?
No, he didn't. Maybe this is.
He should have at least give you like $200 or something.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard to
for
do
like messing it up.
Yeah, but I did fight it in court because I went and took photos and how there was no signage or anything.
And did you win?
I did not. I lost. But this is the thing. The police officer who.
Wait, did you? So how does that work? Did you go there?
You're gonna like this.
All right.
The police officer who had my car towed came into court and was actually on my side in the proceedings. He was like, he's like, Mr. Whitehead is correct. There's no signage or anything like that. And then the judge still decided against me. Wow. I was like, what the hell? And then
what was the reason?
Then I saw the police officer in the cafeteria afterwards.
Yeah.
And he told me, he goes, the people are such busybodies. And the woman who reported you, she's just a stickler, and she always gets her own way, and she's like this big, and that's the kind of people that write a letter like this. And he was like, I can't do anything. But I literally had the police officer from my offense, from my court case, telling me in the cafeteria that he sided with me and that he hated the people who.
So how does that work? Did you go by did you represent yourself? Did you went like Your Honor, all that stuff?
Yeah.
Like you were like Newman.
And it wasn't.
I mean, it was like Your Honor. It's like this guy was preventing him from commit suicide.
Yeah,
it's like and then Kramer's like, what? No,
it's not nearly as fancy as you think it'll be either. It's not. It wasn't. It was like.
But you could actually go and be like, do the whole thing of like objection, like pretend to do, right? Like if you wanted to.
I think you would have been pretty offended. But I think like I don't know. It felt really informal. But I was impressed that the police officer was there. I guess they always have to.
No, they have to be there because if they don't, then they lose then like if you get a speeding and then if they don't show up, then you're free.
Then you automatically win. Yeah.
So
it's really weird because he agrees with me and he came. He should have just taken the day off from court. He must have had cases on either side of me as well. But did you go like, you want me on this wall? You need me on this wall. Who's gonna stop me? You Lieutenant Weinberg?
And everyone's just staring at him like, what the hell is he doing?
What is this guy?
By the way, I just saw a thing of like, what's his name? The guy who the Lieutenant Weinberg, I forget the actor's name, but he was saying that like the reason of like he was like when they first did it, he goes like, "You Lieutenant Weinberg," and then he's like, "Why is he looking at me? I have nothing to do with it." And then the reason is that it was written that way is because just to make sure that the Jack Nicholson's character was anti-Semitic.
Oh, really?
To showcase that, because there's no reason for him to go like, "Who's gonna do it? You, Lieutenant Weinberg?" I was like,
"Oh, right."
Yeah, because there's no other reason. Like the guy never talked to him. He wasn't, he was pissed at Tom Cruise, not at him.
Right. Okay.
So Kevin Pollak. Yeah, and so he said that.
Funny man.
Yeah, but and then he also said that little trivia that because Jack Nicholson, he only did it for a couple of days and he had to go. Like when they were doing the other takes for the others, he did Jack Nicholson's lines. And he's a very good impressionist, and so he did it with his doing it like Jack Nicholson. And then when they were doing the editing, Rob Reiner the director he didn't know which one was, Jack Nicholson or Kevin Pollak. Sometimes he was like, I don't know. So
all right,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So but I feel for you, bro. I just feel for you.
Actually, that's a good letter because I didn't get a letter.
A safety letter.
I mean, but I actually got like a little thing like from my apartment. Like I live in an apartment. I live on one of the top floors, and then so I got this thing from this lady. I mean, actually, I didn't know who it was, so it was like a message, but it was written like from somebody put it under my door, and it said like, shut shut your door, not their door. It's like your dog is fucking loud. I'm gonna call the pound. I'm gonna get him out of there. You better shut him up. Like very like, and it was written, and I was like, what? I mean, like, so
I don't have a dog.
No, I do. Yeah.
I was thinking about that. If someone saw me reading that, I'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Car.
But then I was like, but it's one of those things. I was like, come up. I mean, so. First of all, like knock at the door. I mean, like, what the hell's going on?
This wasn't a first thing.
The first time, I don't know.
It's gone to DEFCON 6.
Yeah, I don't know where.
Yeah, that's
and then it was. I went and finally went downstairs and knocked at the door. There's this guy. I was like, I don't know. And then finally realized this is literally the person that lives below me. And then yeah, I mean, turned out to be like when this lady opened the door, I was like, oh yeah, this is. I was like, I saw everything. Like I was gonna be like,
see all the aggression
and like, and also like I mean, like, oh, this is like a person that has more problems than this.
Yeah,
you know. So then I realized I'm like,
I can't.
So I took the tactic of like, and every time I mean, like the person would say something and be like, I'd be like, but first of all, because he was like, this dog is barking loud at night, and I'm like. Me and my girlfriend, the dog sleep with us in the bed. Do you think we're going to actually allow him to be barking all the time? He doesn't bark. And then he's like, yeah, but he's like running all the time. He's like, he doesn't run. We're there all the time, unless, everything is all, and there's like.
Is their apartment really close to yours?
It's downstairs.
Well?
I mean,
so immediately below yours.
Yeah, below. Yeah. So yeah, you could
they're
hear
listening to
like maybe like when he like runs a little bit. But I'm like, I mean, the whole day, like at the end was like, then there's like, I hate when they let dogs allow here in this apartment. They shouldn't have done that. And I was like, well, that's a different story, And then but then I went to actually wrote to the condominium, and they're like, yeah, next time come to us first because
before you stop by angry, angry Mrs.
But it was
Anderson.
like, yeah, I was like, but when I was like, this is it. Actually, like took away the whole like. This is a different, but because most of the time those people that are like write notes and stuff like that, are it's not this.
They're angry at life.
Yeah.
Something
It's
happened in the 80s that fucked with them, and they're just carrying around.
They used to have my car, and they're like remembering their past, and they're like, no, not today.
Yeah. It's like the people that write those like. Big ass Yelp reviews too, like negative, like like what are you doing?
You're really that mad about Arby's?
Yeah.
I had neighbors when I was a kid who took our street hockey balls or any kind of sports if it landed on their yard. Those people. Like it's on my lawn. It's mine now. I had one of those neighbors growing up. Like so to this day. Like, and I remember my parents were trying to say they're angry at life.
That's literally what it is.
They probably have the whole they have a room full of frisbees and hockey balls and soccer balls. At that point, you can't even argue with them. You gotta be like, man, because who cares?
Yeah, I read it, and
like you said, like you like just move the car.
What are you gonna? I'll just not park there anymore.
Like who cares? Like this whole thing is like.
When I read it, I was like, "Yeah, clearly this is someone who's been stewing about this for 3 months. Like, this, I can't get to their
he's going anger. like he's that person that's like going to like families outing and going like, man, let me tell you about this, and it's like, not again, Grandpa. Fuck, enough with that story. You don't even know that. Yeah, but this, you know how much I pay in property taxes. For some fucking, it's like, okay,
do you know how many legs dogs have, and I can hear them upstairs?
It's like,
okay, exciting, good story, Granddad.
You just move on. You just move on from it and go. I wish I could have seen them. I'd have been like, I'm genuinely sorry. I didn't know that. I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Those people are also expecting always like for you to like go like. And then when you go like, all right, fine, they like, then they don't know how to act.
No.
Then they're like, it's like malfunction. It's like, oh fuck, I can't, I was supposed to be bad.
Kindness?
Yeah.
What is this? What is this kindness you're coming at me with?
It's the same thing like the people, like the ones that are, you see now in videos, like the Karens or the people that scream like on, it's like that's if they tell you like get out of the mask because you can't wear the mask, just leave. Or put the mask, whatever. Like, why do you need to like? What's all this crazy?
Oh my god, I had that. I was watching a lady do that at the gym at the LA Fitness down in Hollywood. Yeah. I was leaving LA Fitness, and there was this old lady out front, and she she's like 20 feet from the doors, but she's like barking at the doors. I could see her as I was in the gym getting ready to leave, right? And I just see her yelling at the doors, and I'm like, what's going on here? And I got through the door, and it was her just going, are you ready? Am I going to scare you all? Do I need a mask on because you're all scared of me unless I have my mask? She was doing a full fucking performance outside the glass doors, and I just walked out, and I was like, I don't know if you know this, nobody can hear you. And like she's just putting on this whole show. And then she walks in, and then I realized, oh yeah, there isn't even a mask mandate right now. She was doing a whole song and dance when we were all in the gym just working out anyway. But these people are angry.
Yeah, life, so like you said, they're angry at life, at their life, and then they need to take it out somewhere because their life is not happy, and like.
But that's the best thing. Like that's great when it, like, it's like everything gets funnier when you realize that people are just they're not really mad at you. Everything just gets funny.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy when you go. I mean, and a lot of it is easy when you go like, oh, this person is not. They're just angry at something else, not me. It's like they're, you know, and like once you quickly,
it's a lot easier.
Analyze that, then it's that's kind of like doing stand up, you know, like when you do crowd work and when somebody heckles or stuff like that. Like you right away, you don't take it personally. You go like, oh, this person's doing this or that, and then 100%. And then it's so easy. And then it makes you even funnier and more in control because you're not taking. You're like, all right, relax.
If you do take it personally, you're gonna tank.
Then you'll be.
Then the whole rest of the audience goes.
Oh no, they hate you. They'll hate you if. You could make fun of them all the time when you're like controlled, but as soon as you switch, you lose that control. Then they lose you. You know, then you lose the audience. Then like. Yeah. They don't want. You know.
No, it's always best to kill them with kindness, or as they say, give them enough rope. Just let them, because
most of them they always like.
Yeah, eventually their anger gives way to nonsense. Yeah. So they can be angry, but then eventually they will say something so ridiculous, the whole the vacuum.
Yeah, like this. This happened to me there at this show. Like it wasn't a heckle, but it was like I was talking about this dog bit that I do, and I was asking people like, "Oh, what kind of dog you have?" You know, and then this lady was like, "Well, I have I don't know, let's say a German Shepherd, you know, like, and then I have some Mexican Rescue." You know, and she said it like that. She threw
it away?
Yeah, and I was like, what? I was like, what did you say? I was like, what did you just say? Like, so I make fun of that. I was like, why can't you just say, like, you know, another, you know, whatever the dog was.
I have the one that's always going to be my favorite, and then I got another shitty one.
And then what was funny is, like, what you were saying, like, she kept going. It's like, no, it's just, I forget what she did, but she kept, like, really digging herself. I was like, just to stop it. You know, you're like, you're making it worse and worse and worse. Yeah, but it's like, you just let them talk, and then they.
Yeah, you can almost feel an audience sigh afterward, like sigh in disappointment. Like if you just give them enough rope, it's basically, and then they'll hang themselves.
Yeah.
Eventually, people are like, all right, fuck off with your story of your Mexican dog lady.
Yeah. Have you guys ever gone into like dealing with a heckler and completely lost the crowd?
No, I mean,
well, it all depends. I mean, there's a lot of situations, but yeah, I would say
Dan Medoni is saying
Well, sometimes you lose it. He's witnessed you do that.
No, he did.
Yeah. I mean, it does happen because also you need the audience. It all depends on the timing too. If you haven't got the audience on your side and you have a heckler, then it's even harder.
Then it's even worse, and it's like
So if you have the audience on your side, you can always take your time.
I mean, sometimes it has happened where, like, to me, where like, you know, like it becomes a little awkward, and then it's kind of like, okay, then you have to like recharge, and then it's fine, but it's like there's a moment where like something like
can't sit in this too long.
Yeah, that is just something like the person said something, or you know, I said something. It's kind of like. I didn't lose the crowd, but it became awkward. It's like, okay, then you have to like kind of like put a different, like go reverse and goes another direction kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like,
what about Ubers?
But it's never like I mean, I haven't had to where like completely lose the thing and then I have to like. But to me, if that happens, that's where you gotta go. Like that's where you have to have your ego in check and be like, all right, I lost this. You like and leave because. Well,
I like to drive it. No, but I'm like, all right, you win. But to I'm me, staying for another 8 minutes.
But to me, that's what happens.
Night miserable for you.
Well, that's why it could go two ways. And like we have perfect examples that you can go on YouTube and watch it right now. Two ways when you go into like if you stay with hecklers. You could go the good way, which is the Bill Burr way when he did it like on
the
Philadelphia, and he goes in that. Or it could go the Michael Richards way, where he goes,
right.
and then you lose your career forever. So like that's where you have to like.
That was a very bad choice.
Well, I mean, but I mean, maybe he would have done it another. But like like if he was smart enough to be like, look, I'm feeling angry. I'm gonna say stuff that get out. Yeah. Be like, you know what, I'm out. I'm not. But it's like, it's like that ego of like, no, this is my time, and then you start saying shit that you don't wanna, because it's not even. I mean, he went the crazy way of like being racist, but like you could even say something that that's not racist, but that is not gonna be.
It's not funny.
It's not gonna be funny. It's gonna be like, or it's gonna be something that you're making literally fun of the person, and then it's gonna look bad. So it's like
when you don't want class to it. There's got to be some type of
When you're like become like you become like the guy who's writing the letter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Then you're just.
So that's where you gotta feel yourself to be like, oh, I'm getting angry. I'm out.
Oh, I've seen a lot of younger comics just lose the plot. Like it's especially when they go, "You're ruining my gig." It's like, whoa.
Well, there's also some,
all of our gigs.
I remember also watching this guy, I forget his name, but like doing like a small bar show a while back, and like he literally did the stages of like bombing, and it was like it was beautiful like to watch it, because it was like it's like I think I forget, it was like 5 or 6 stages of bombing where the first you start it's not working, then he starts like like getting mad at the crowd, then he starts talking, and then he's like, what's going on, and then he starts apologizing. And it was like beautiful circle, but he was doing it like in order, and I was like watching the back, I'm like, oh my god, this is hilarious. And then I think at the end he said sorry, and like, oh, and I'm like, at that point I was like,
wow, you don't just mean the 5 stages of bombing, you mean the 5 stages of, what is it, depression, 5 stages of grief, right?
I mean, just
anger, depression, bargaining, acceptance.
Well, in bombing, but you can
shock, anger, depression, bargaining, acceptance. That's it, isn't it?
Apologizing.
Yeah, and they apologize at the end. I was like, oh my god, you could like leave. That's where I go, like, leave, like. You're not. Doesn't matter what you do. You lost this battle. Get the hell out, man. But but he kept. But it was like, I was like, I was cracking up because I was like, this is beautiful to watch. But it was like,
I know. We do enjoy that. We enjoy watching a comic have a hard gig a little too much, especially when they're my friend.
It's funny. Well, it is fun. It is funny to like, when you're like, for example, like we're performing and we go up and like. First of all, they like the crowd. The crowd's not that good tonight. It's kind of tough, and then I'm gonna go. Don't worry, I got it.
Yeah.
And then it happens, and then you start, and then like you go up, and then you start doing the tricks that we do. Is like, so what's going on? Like it's crazy. Like those little like boards. Yeah. Those I find really funny because every comic does the same thing when like something doesn't hit. It's always like either like a little bit to the crowd or like a little weird part.
Yeah,
it's always so funny to watch.
I saw a friend of mine, amazing comic, Adam Bloom in Britain. He is great, and it was at the Edinburgh Festival. We were doing a mixed bill, and it was a bad room. It was just tired, drunken audience, and they weren't giving any energy into the gig. Mm-hmm. So we weren't being heckled or booed or anything. We were just bored. We were bored on stage trying to entertain hot, sweaty people. And we threw Bloomy on the bill because I must have been, there must have been 3 of us that had been on already, and none of us were happy.
Yeah.
So in the green room, somebody recruited Bloomy, said, can you go out and light a fire under their ass or something? And it's the fastest death I've ever seen, because amazing comedian, but his opening line as he came out he went, I'm here to save the gig. And it got even quieter. And now the 3 of us who had not enjoyed the gig, we realized, we didn't die. We just didn't enjoy it. And now we're watching somebody die.
Well, I'm sure everyone in the crowd was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna save this? Let's fucking see it."
Of course,
especially a British audience who are like, "Well, fuck you."
Yeah.
Wow. So, so I've seen it happen. I also, like, you reminded me of, because the hard gig, the hardest gigs are when an audience is facing each other instead of facing the comic. You know what I mean?
Where are you doing your gigs? TGI Fridays?
Well, there's lots of like banquet hall kind of gigs, you know, like where they're sitting like
churches,
this, like this. Yeah, like you and I are looking at each other,
like
but
a
the comics
table.
Oh, like the tables, right? Like the
like people.
Oh yeah, that's never good. That's never
good.
The
comedians up there.
Yeah, that's never.
So
good.
everybody's looking at each other.
Yeah,
and you're on stage. And so I remember doing one of those once, and they're just not.
That's never good.
And I'm plodding through, but then I just said to the audience, I said, you know what? You guys will have more fun if you look at me while I'm on stage. And I just,
oh wow,
I wish I hadn't said that because it didn't get easier. But I'm like, but that's the truth when they're all just looking at each other.
Yeah.
And it's because it was at Christmas time too, and at Christmas
it was
time,
like a corporate.
Yeah, only 20% of the audience.
Yeah, they never
wants to, when it's a Christmas do or whatever.
Yeah, they don't want. They want to get drunk.
Yeah, most of them wanted to go bowling,
of course,
or get drunk.
Yeah.
And then, so what you got to do is just fucking power through. But I did. I wasn't enjoying the gig, and I was about 7 minutes in, and I could see girls.
And those are the ones that you do need to finish, because when I say people like don't finish the gig, is when like you're not getting paid or like whatever. Or it's like or it's like it is a club gig when you're closer to the time or whatever. But when you have a corporate gig where you do have to do 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour. Yeah, that's where you gotta blow through and be like, fuck it, you know.
You just
like,
gotta keep going, and then sometimes it's best not to, because I just,
and then you don't know.
See the table below me. I could literally see like whatever couples were looking at each other and going, you know, and like just not listening to the rhythm of the words or anything. Like after a setup, I specifically saw a girl go. And I was like, that's not, I felt like going, that's not the punchline, lady, and stop looking at the guy across the table from you. And that's when I said, that's why I went, you know, this will go a lot better if you looked at me, kind of thing. And I regretted that.
It's funny, like if you switch,
I was like, all right, 20 more minutes of this shit. Here we go.
You know what's funny? Like if you switch everything you say with like sex. It'd be like, this would be funny if you just look at me.
Great.
And the girl's like, what? No, that wasn't the part. It's just 20 minutes. Come on.
Sex, where we should all practice our heckle comebacks.
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah. Have you guys ever done, I know that it's like a big thing when you're coming up as a comic, doing like college gigs in like basically like hallways or like the
oh, yeah, no, every
time. Have you guys done those?
Yeah. I mean, I done in every situation. I done gigs in with literally one person in the cafeteria.
Oh my
God. One person that I like, they're there and they're staring at me, and I just basically, I done ones where like they're like, hey, we did a thing where like free coffee, like, so I'm like performing in their Starbucks in the cafeteria, and like, so I'm like performing, and it's like you know,
that's LA a lot, actually. Yeah, because I did it.
Yeah, but in college, you like, you know, that's So I done gigs in outside. I done gigs in a basketball court. Like I done gigs in
I came that one. You did one at a baseball diamond. That was a fun.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Fun,
yeah. I mean, no, like especially the colleges, because the colleges sometimes. Some colleges understand comedy or stand-up or been to a show. And other ones, they just don't know. Yeah. So like they think
every college has a different comedy culture. Don't they?
And I think it's with people. A lot of people think like stand-up, you can just like, because it's just so easy. It looks so easy that you can just do it anywhere. And they're like, no, you still need a mic. You still need a venue. You still need people to like be paying attention.
Comedy show.
You need an eye line. You need, Like,
so I'm actually going to do a college on Thursday. So, but that one I feel it's like a 3-person group show. Okay. So those are always better attended because if they're bringing 3 comics, it's
gonna be a show.
There was
like more of a show. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done a few in the movie theater lobbies. They did that for a while in England. In England, they had they would do it in the lobby.
Did they even know that you were doing stand up, or they? Who's
it was. They were all there. Like, it was seated. You know, they set up chairs and everything. I guess just smaller towns or whatever. Crazy. And they're like, we'll do. You can go see the movie if you want, or we're gonna have a comedy show in the lobby. But you just reminded me of like speaking of playing to one person and all that kind of stuff. There was a great, I hope it's Alfie Joey, I think is his name, but he did a show in his car. in Edinburgh many years ago.
Okay.
His show was
like
in
his stage was the car.
He would drive around Edinburgh, so he had 3 tickets for sale for every show.
Oh,
Every show,
That's funny.
3 tickets was a sellout.
Oh,
right?
That's pretty cool.
So
that's a good idea. Like it's original.
It was really cool. So he sold out his car, and he was sold out every night. He was sold out every night. So he's up on the sold out, up on the thing, like next to any like huge comics and stuff, sold out every night.
So it was the original.
That's how you play a small audience.
Carpool.
He was the original Uber.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, he created
an Uber with a show.
Yeah.
Has anybody done that? Have you got in to an Uber and they've been like, "Hey man, can I
probably? I
give
mean,
you my CD?"
I know like James Corden probably did. I mean, there's gotta be something like karaoke Uber or like stand-up Uber or something. I don't know. Like everything's like done now. So
yeah, we did. I told you before that we once on the Jim Jeffers tour we had to get an Uber like from Seattle. We got from Seattle into I wish I could. I want to say I'm gonna get it wrong though. Where's Nebraska? No, it's far away. It's up north.
I mean, the United States.
We had to get this Uber across state lines for like a 2-hour drive because we missed our flight, and it was really funny.
How much? And it was very expensive.
Recognizable. We got in. The Uber driver was like, "Do you guys like stand up?"
Like, a little bit.
Yeah. So he played the stand up channel, although
really?
2-hour drive.
God.
And he kept chirping in every now and then going, "I'm sorry if I'm starting to offend you guys, just let me know." And I felt like, "Oh, dude, do you know who's sitting in this Uber right now? You're not. I don't think you have to worry about offending this."
That's fine.
Who was he playing? What comics was he playing?
It played like Carlin and Pryor.
Oh, okay.
It was a good, very good. Comedy channel, but it was just really funny that he's like,
if he had known.
Well, we should talk about this thing.
Let's talk about the article.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's you want me to read it to you?
Yeah, it's actually written by somebody that you know, Joanna Whitehead.
You would assume, wouldn't you?
No. Do you know her?
No, I don't know her, but thanks. It's a fun.
Sorry, I literally did the joke that I do about me about like.
I know your last name is Ramos. It's one of the most common last names.
But that's very but Whitehead is not.
No, I don't think so.
So
since I've met you, I've weirdly seen like 6 or 7 people like they have that typed out. Like
Whitehead.
Oh, that is more common than I thought. Where is it coming from? If it is, I mean.
From the heads of whites.
From the heads of whites. Yeah. Somebody told me that it was like.
It's probably something like back in the Middle Ages. Some guys
like, who do you have to talk to get this to happen? Go see the head of the whites.
Yeah, something like that. Some guy
Chief Whitehead.
Put a lot of people to powder or something.
Yeah. Yeah,
so, Whitehead.
Yeah, the natives of Canada probably don't look upon whiteheads. Well, yeah. Well, that's it, brother.
That's it. I think that
was a fun. Shooting of the shit.
Yeah, no, and we're getting closer and closer to getting hopefully a guest back here.
Yeah, I think we got some exciting guests lined up, waiting in the wings. But Francisco and I wanted to do these first.
Yeah, no, we need to get the lay of the land first and see how and then
because it's hot up here upstairs at the Comedy Store too. Like I don't know about you, but I'm fucking.
Yeah,
sweating up in the rooftop. So as soon as we get a third sweaty body here, it's gonna heat up, baby. But we're looking forward to it. We got a list.
Yeah, we got some people come, hopefully, but yeah, once we have that. But yeah, I mean, like it said, the new episode's going to come out. The new season, if you want to call it, right?
Should we call it this?
We got picked up, we got picked up by the Comedy Store. So so we have a new season. So this is the episode 2 of the new season, and
once
we get so please keep subscribing, please keep sharing. It's great because now we're at the Comedy Store podcast network.
Yeah.
So that's be cool too because hopefully we're gonna get some new people to
man.
Come. And obviously, if you wanna have any questions, write to us. If you have anything that you wanna ask us personally, we'll try to answer it as well.
And JG Colm, who has been writing us a lot, asking us for the next episode. I hope you did enjoy the next episode. This is the second next episode, and I know you just had a baby. So to one of our friends at home, congratulations on your.
Yeah. He had a baby or just the experience of having a baby?
There it is. On that note, brother. Thanks, guys, man. We'll see you shortly.
Bye, hello.